This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Let's get right to check in on our weather. We are not through with the rain just yet. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our first alert forecast tonight.
Yeah, I know a lot of attention has been focused on Harvey, obviously, into Texas. Harvey so far has produced over 25 inches of rainfall in Houston. We're only 7 inches behind that here at Sarasota. We've had over 16.5 inches of rainfall at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport as a result of this line of low pressure extending from pretty soon to be Irma, a tropical storm which is heading off to the northeast. Again, just an excessive amount of rainfall. As I mentioned, over 16.5 inches reported at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. That's unofficial right now. It could actually be higher as a result of some heavier rainfall this afternoon. We're watching this line right here. It's getting close to Manatee County, but it's really being held off at this point. But notice right here, just in the last half hour, we see an explosion of storms developing again in the Gulf of Mexico. So there's plenty of energy, there's plenty of moisture. We still have this trough, or a line of low pressure, if you will, extending from tropical depression number 10, extending right over west central Florida. But just to the west of us, notice this area. This is a very large area of very heavy rainfall developing out here, and it's all of a sudden kind of consolidating and popping up. And that's a piece of energy that sometimes the models don't see because they're just too small. And you can see these showers also developing here in the East Gulf of Mexico. So we've had some flood warnings. That warning for South Sarasota County has since expired now. The area in green over Manatee and Sarasota counties and Charlotte indicate a flood watch, meaning the flooding is a real possibility if we get some downpours. And then this is still a flood advisory, meaning roadways are still covered in some areas along the barrier islands from Siesta Key northward up into Anna Maria Island. Those are the warnings again. The watch goes until 8 o'clock. It was set to expire today, but now it has been extended. That's not a good sign. The area flood advisory stays until 6:30 this evening. Again, the radar picture shows we had some heavy rainfall around earlier, producing up to 4 inches of rain in just a short period of time right over Venice, and that caused the flood warning. So we got a little break right now, but as you can see behind me, there's a lot more to go, and the showers and storms could produce some localized flooding problems. Well, much more on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. And some areas in Manatee County are dealing with property damage because of that flooding, including the Village of the Arts. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us now live to show us what they're dealing with in that area. Dwayne.
Well, Scott and Haley, flooding has always been an issue here at the Village of the Arts, especially at the home right behind me. Last year, it was Hermine that caused interior and exterior damage at some of the homes here and businesses. Residents living here say roads get completely flooded, forming a river of water going down the street and eventually into people's homes. One woman wants to open up a business at her residence, but halted plans due to the constant flooding. There was also another scare in addition to flooding waters.
Our little arbor here got hit by lightning and it went down. It was the first thing to go down. We saw the strike happen, so it was pretty incredible.
It's very distressing as a property owner to have to deal with this literally every time it rains hard. Within a half hour, I can have flooding in my yard. So I haven't painted my house, I haven't put up fencing, I haven't done any improvements on the outside of my house because of this.
Now, residents say they're just looking for a permanent solution to all this flooding during storms like this, and they're looking for Manatee County for help. Reporting live at the Village of the Arts, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
Dwayne, thank you. The Venice area hit especially hard today, flooding causing many street closures there. ABC7's Christopher Bradley joins us live with more from Venice tonight. Christopher?
Good evening. Roadways like this have spent much of the day flooding, then draining, and then reflooding again. Take a look at this list of road closures on your screen. Some of these have been seriously dangerous roadway conditions for drivers. The base of the Venice Avenue Bridge on the mainland side did spend much of the day underwater, as did parts of Venice Avenue. Now, on the island, there was so much water, manhole covers were literally floating in place because the rising waters were coming out of the storm drains.
We're trying to redirect drivers and motorists that are out there either to avoid the water or go to a different route, and just so we can keep traffic flowing but in a safe way. We had a report of at least one individual who was driving their 4x4 through standing water, joyriding through it, and you have to keep in mind that that's washing water up into people's homes.
Now, the Venice Police Department and the Venice Public Works will be keeping a close eye on these and other roadways until this rain stops. More road closures should be expected over the next day. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Christopher, thank you. And flooding concerns also continuing in Manatee County along the Braden River. The area near the Linger Lodge restaurant and campground is flooded. Those living along the waterway say more than 17 inches of rain has fallen there. ABC7's Bobeth Yates has more from that area off State Road 70.
This serene restaurant and campground has been transformed into part of the Braden River. Normally, this area is known for its nice view of the river, but if you look behind me, this river has now come up over its banks and now taking over the back patio of the restaurant. Literally, this area right here was once their designated smoking area. There was benches and other things where people could come out and just kind of have a nice view of the river while enjoying the outdoors, but no longer. You can no longer tell where the restaurant began and the riverbank ended. Now, officials are saying this isn't that bad, of course, because the water has subsided some, because earlier today, just a couple hours ago, that sign right there in the water was actually underwater, and there is a measuring tape out here, and it seems that that water is at 17.20 inches. That's pretty high considering none of that was underwater at one point, but you can see the water rapidly moving past the restaurant and literally just going downstream. A lot of that water taking over again the banks here at Linger Lodge off State Road 70 in East Bradenton. They're hoping that this water continues to subside sooner than later. Now, fortunately, this restaurant was closed for renovations, so no customers were impacted, but of course, they're just waiting for the water to subside to see what damage, if any, is here. But we'll continue to monitor this situation and report more on it as we get the information. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Bobeth. The remnants of Hurricane Harvey continue to pummel southeast Texas. More heavy rain is expected to fall on the country's fourth largest city, which is already underwater. And today, a new problem. Officials say city dams built to protect downtown Houston against a 1,000-year flooding event, they're nearly at capacity. To control the flooding, the Army Corps of Engineers will begin releasing the dams. But first, they have to evacuate residents whose homes would be flooded because of this. Half of the country's Coast Guard helicopters are in Texas, and they have rescued more than 2,000 people already. FEMA has at least 900 search and rescue operators on the ground, but they're calling on citizens to help their neighbors.
People were screaming out, help, 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 you know, we'll come back for you. Next thing you know, there's 20 different people you've rescued.
Officials say Harvey has already affected about a quarter of Texas, nearly 7 million people. It's those same communities that are expected to get hit with even more rain. That's what's making this so hard, is that the rain just keeps coming and adding to it. And you're talking about Houston, which is a city that basically sits on water. It's made of a system of bayous. So it has nowhere to go. Yeah. That's the worst part. Just
like the ground is already saturated, and we're talking, we heard Bob mention a figure of 50 inches of rain.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wish them all the best, for sure. Still to come in your Suncoast News, weekend storms leave much of the southern Manatee County underwater, which roads are still closed after this weekend's downpours.
Plus, flooding has caused some Manatee County residents to evacuate their homes, where you can find shelter straight ahead.
Now you can win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just enter the word of the week at mysuncoast.com. This week's word is labor. We'll pick a winner each week. Good luck. Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an account executive to join our winning sales team. This is an outside sales position covering the Tampa DMA. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried, Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
So, how many of us feel completely confident about our financial future? Let's hear some specifics. Yes, go ahead.
I don't want to be a burden to my kids. When my husband died, it took almost all of our savings to give him a proper funeral. I honestly don't know if there's enough to bury me, let alone cover expenses should something happen.
Okay. Let's talk solutions. One thing you may want to get in place is a guaranteed whole life insurance policy from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, which is a Mutual of Omaha company. This is affordable coverage, which provides a cash payment which can cover funeral expenses, bills, and other financial needs. Most payments are on their way within 24 hours. Yes, sir.
I need medical exams, things like that.
No medical exams. If you're between the ages of 45 and 85, you can call this number or you can go online and apply for coverage up to $25,000. United of Omaha Guaranteed Whole Life Insurance. Call or go online now.
The ABC7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today. Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Many roads are now back open, but one Manatee County road remains closed after nearly a foot of rain fell over the weekend, causing flooding issues throughout the county. Prospect Road from 63rd Avenue to Whitfield Avenue, the only road in the unincorporated Manatee County area that is closed to traffic. Other roads in southern parts of the county are still underwater and should be avoided, only used by those who live in that area. Emergency Management's chief says all residents from one community off 39th Street East have evacuated their homes. That's the Center Lake neighborhood. County officials say more rain has come from the weekend storms than from last year's Hurricane Hermine.
County officials want to stress the importance of not driving through or around road barricades or flooded roads. If you or anyone you know is in need of a shelter, St. George's Episcopal Church is still open as a temporary shelter today. It is close to one of the hardest hit areas in Manatee County. Officials also urge residents to stay up to date with local weather forecasts. You should sign up for the Code Red weather warnings. And remember, you can find out about all of these important road closures and crashes, the weather as well, instantly to your phone. All you have to do is download the My Suncoast app. You will get traffic alerts, important news updates, and weather forecasts delivered directly to your phone. And when you put in where you are, it will pop up. If there's a tornado warning, if there's a flash flood, it will come up and alert you on your phone through the app. So it's important to get that.
And Bob's going to let us know how much more rain we can expect not only tonight but into tomorrow. That's next with your First Alert weather forecast.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful. That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Jacuzzi is proud to present our first ever safe bathing event. The Jacuzzi walk-in tub allows you or a loved one to take a safe and relaxing bath. Never climb in and out of a regular bathtub again. Our walk-in tub offers a low step-in threshold, fast drain technology, soothing hydrotherapy, and even a shower handle. Regain bathing independence with a Jacuzzi walk-in tub and enjoy spending more time with loved ones. Why wait any longer? During our safe bathing event, save $750 on a new walk-in tub. Receive $250 in safety upgrades and a $100 Visa gift card. But if you call right now during this program, we'll double the savings to $1,500, double the safety upgrades to $500, and double it to a $200 Visa gift card with your walk-in tub purchase. Call right now to save double on a new walk-in tub. Call now.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an account executive to join our winning sales team. This is an outside sales position covering the Tampa DMA. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
Historic amounts of rainfall here in the Suncoast.
Yeah, it's really incredible if you think about it, how much rain has really fallen. It looks like a trillion gallons in the Houston area throughout East Texas. That's an amazing amount. Now, rainfall
it's not over yet.
Yeah, rainfall totals right now at 29 inches. That's the maximum so far from Harvey. 29 inches, and that's in Liberty. We are looking at here, get this, 22 inches of rainfall at Whitfield, here along West Central Florida. So we're rivaling some of the again, places in Texas as far as rainfall. It's just that our water is able to run off into the Gulf of Mexico, whereas Houston, it's just a big bowl there, causing all sorts of catastrophic flooding, as we have seen over the past 24 hours. At one point on Sunday, Houston reported 16 inches of rainfall in one day, obviously setting a record for us. We've also set a record here for excessive rainfall amount in just one day here in August. We're also the second wettest August on record, and records have been kept for over 100 years here along the Sarasota. And again, the second wettest in August isn't over yet. We have more rain out there. There's a little disturbance, a little piece of energy still in the atmosphere. We have this line of low pressure, if you will, an axis. It's a trough axis that extends from these tropical systems as they move on through. You can see another one right here with, again, Harvey still spinning right over the waters there. And you can see that trough axis going all the way down south of Texas and toward Mexico there. So these can sometimes be a significant problem, as we are seeing right here. Now, the rain has taken a little break here along the Suncoast temporarily. Big, heavy rain along Interstate 75 and north of Manatee County and I-275. The rain is light now in northeast Manatee County. A little break in Venice. They saw over 4 inches of rainfall there today. Palmer Ranch reporting again over 14 inches of rain. Palmer Ranch also getting 14 inches of rain over the past 3 days. Not just today, but past 3 days. That's that rainfall total, too, at the Sarasota-Brady Airport, exceeding 16 inches unofficially at this point. We'll have to keep an eye on this area. This is a large area of heavy rainfall out there in the Gulf of Mexico, which is moving to the northeast along that trough axis. And in Northport, also seeing some flooding earlier today. That flood warning that had been in place for Northport and Rotunda and Inglewood and also up to Venice and Osprey has expired. Looks like we are still under a flood watch, though, until 8 o'clock. For us for this area again tomorrow. So again, rainfall estimates have been fairly high across the region. The evening planner showing showers occasionally in the forecast again through this evening and on into Tuesday morning. You can see that dry air. This is going to be the help that we're going to need eventually as the tropical disturbance and now tropical depression moves to the northeast. it will pull this trough axis up with it a little bit, so we won't have the lift as much, and this drier air will start to filter in too beginning later on Tuesday. So improving forecast, though we have to get through tonight and tomorrow morning. 79 right now, dew point is at 73, and winds are out of the west-southwest at 11 miles an hour. The high today was 86 only due to the cloud cover, and the normal high at 90 degrees. The rainfall today at the Sarasota-Braden Airport, over 2 inches of rainfall, and the average again for the month is 8 inches, and we're at now 20.88 inches, on the verge of getting the wettest August on record. If we get about 4 more inches of rainfall anywhere along the sun coast. Now, as far as the forecast goes tomorrow, this particular model indicating morning showers and storms around, and then we'll see some clearing into the afternoon, and we'll see showers and storms come back, however, on Thursday in the typical afternoon and evening variety. So it won't be the torrential downpours that we've seen, but you know, the afternoon and evening storms can also cause some flooding. And with the ground saturated, flooding will be a concern, I think, over the upcoming days. Again, that shower and storm forecast will stay with us after we get through Wednesday. Well, this is going to be Irma. It's going to head off to the northeast, and there are tropical storm warnings in effect for the Carolina coast. Harvey continues just to kind of hang around here for the next couple of days, and eventually moves off to the northeast. So Harvey, although will cause more rainfall, looks like a lot of it will be to the east. And as forecast goes for us, here's what it looks like for boaters. Winds will be out of the southwest at 10 knots. Seas will be right around 2 feet, and a light chop on there. Boaters expect the occasional showers and storms in the morning. The extended forecast shapes up like this. A good chance for showers and storms tomorrow, tapering off, and then back with us for the afternoon variety. Linda?
Coming up, we'll take you to one of the Suncoast's most historic spots and tell you how you can help preserve it.
First out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Not just the people who live here now that make the Suncoast a great place to call home.
It's also the original settlers and the pioneers who came after. Many of their stories are preserved at the historic Manatee Burying Ground. ABC7's Linda Carson has more.
The Manatee Burying Ground was the first cemetery in Manatee County.
Started in 1850. The land was deeded by the Gates family, and they were the first white settlers in Manatee County.
Many other prominent settlers are buried here.
There's the Glazer family. Ezekiel Glazer actually helped to build the courthouse and built the courthouse that we have here at Manatee Village Historical Park. The Pelote family, they have Pelote's drugstore downtown. John Cruz Pelote was actually the Surgeon General at Andersonville Prison. We have some Union soldiers, we have Confederate soldiers.
The cemetery holds a very valuable part of Suncoast history, and to preserve and protect that history, the cemetery will get a good cleaning on September 9th. The public will be allowed to participate.
We have 20 spots available, so you need to register on our Facebook page, which is Manatee Village Historical Park.
The Florida Public Archaeology Network will be on hand that day to teach you what to do and how to do it properly.
We'll be cleaning the headstones. We'll be looking at the grounds, doing some ground penetrating radar examples that Florida Public Archaeology Network will be doing. And they'll just kind of be showcasing what to do when you're cleaning a headstone.
You'll also learn to clean the ground safely. For instance, just yanking the weeds off this grave might destroy the whole structure, so it couldn't be repaired. By cleaning the cemetery and preserving it properly, historians will be able to learn more about the people who once lived here.
Cemeteries are outdoor museums. Every tombstone has a story to tell.
And those stories are not just important to the descendants of those buried here, but also to the newcomers in our community.
Studies have shown that when newcomers arrive in a community, they become part of that community faster, and there's more civic engagement and civic responsibility when people know their local history, and cemeteries play a big part in that.
This is the grave of Henry Clark, the first person buried here. There's a very interesting story about that. Charles Macy was at Henry Clark's funeral. When he saw that the ground was going down because of the wet weather, he said, "Don't ever bury me here. When I die, send me back up north for burial." So when he died, nobody was going up north for a while, so they put him in the whiskey barrel and pickled him until somebody could finally take him home for burial. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, incredible stories there, Linda. Yeah. And history making rainfall we've had here.
Yeah, historic rainfall here with the amount of rain we saw in just one day. Also, obviously in Houston. We'll keep you up to date. Make sure you have the weather app, ABC7 WWSB Weather. Download it. We'll keep you up to date throughout the evening.
Have a good night.